whatever. Look, man, believe what you want. When it comes to the Bible, people can cherry pick it any way they want. They can make it mean anything they want. You can pretty much do anything with it. Most people use it in order to excuse the horrible things that they do.
But really, they're interviewing the author Jane Buxton, who has a book called The Great Plant-Based Con, and I need to respond. And she directly makes health claims against a vegan diet, like you're going to lose all your muscle mass. And I just have to respond to things like her views about epidemiology.
Throw
Epidemiology.
Epidemiology in the trash.
Yeah, just burn it all.
Just burn epidemiology. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it to the ground. Just burn it to the ground. We don't need it.
Anything that's not pro-meat literature, just throw it out. But she makes like brain nutrient claims, other vitamin claims, and she essentially posits that there's this cabal of plant-based people that have been controlling the dietary recommendations from the start, and they're all out to get you.
They form a kind of group of elite organizations.
And then they also touch on the environmental stuff with her essentially saying that livestock emissions really aren't high enough to matter and more, so let's just go. Let's just hop right into the health claims that she makes against a vegan diet, because I know that's why a lot of you guys are here. Here she is.
So many what you call late stage vegans who just feel terrible trying to follow these guidelines.
But eventually those nutrient deficiencies are going to kick in because they just have to, and there'll be some sort of muscle loss.
I mean, I'm pretty I barely work out. I got some muscles. I got some muscles. I feel like I got a couple muscles. I could do some push-ups. You know, I mean, I don't think I've suffered. I've been vegan 20 years, and people always keep saying, well, it's going to catch up to you, Sky. When?
Anecdotally, 14 years being vegan, I'm stronger than I ever was. I objectively lift more than I did. But recently, fun fact, this woman was the first woman in France to flip a car, and she's vegan. But there are a couple lines of evidence from the literature that also support that.
And in France, they love flipping cars. Don't try to make them graduate. Don't try to make them retire at 64 instead of 62. They'll flip a cop car right on top of your stupid ass. They don't give two shits. They like their Nazi scalps, and they will have their Nazi scalps. I can't help myself. I don't know. The French hate Nazis too.
You're not going to lose all your muscle mass on a vegan diet. Just this study, even in middle-aged people, it's the amount, not plant versus animal protein, that determined muscle mass. And then we also have a study like this one on vegan versus non-vegan athletes showing that their strength level was the same, and that actually the vegans had a higher VO2 max, which, as Peter Attia and other people will say, is super important for longevity.
There will be a B12 deficiency, which will cause neurological symptoms potentially.
Yeah, this is just old news. She doesn't cite any research, at least here. Well, it is the case that countless more recent studies have shown that vegans do not have a higher rate of B12 deficiency. And even this somewhat recent German study found that vegans trended higher in terms of their 4C-B12, which is an index of all the most important B12 blood markers. That was higher.
There'll be a vitamin A deficiency, etc., because they won't be able to convert the vitamin A.
Yeah, in terms of beta carotene to vitamin A conversion, I have a whole video where I touch on this, talking about genetic limitations or excuses not to be vegan.
Smoking is definitely smoking is not. It's the animal products in the cigarettes that kills you. That makes sense. It's not the tobacco. That makes perfect sense. Exactly. Never seen one study on vegan smokers. I have never seen a story on vegan smokers either. I have a feeling, though, it can't be good for you. I mean, but what do I know? You're right. I've never even seen an anecdote about a vegan smoker. I've never even heard of a vegan smoker dying of lung cancer or anything like it. So what do I know, though? I mean, this is how I feel kind of about I don't drink like I used to, and I don't want to drink as much as I used to, but having a little bit of wine, a little bit of beer, I'm not really that worried about it. I'm less worried than I am about people who eat animals. Animals are going to kill you. I think I might be with you on that. Maybe it's not cigarettes killing people. Maybe it's the fact that people smoke and then they don't exercise and they eat aminals.
Vegan. And in that, as I mentioned, even people with the worst conversion rates still have great conversion. And that is likely why All three of these studies that looked at vitamin A blood levels found no difference for vegans.
About all the things that brain.
I mean, I hope you're right that vegan blood fights cancer, because I'll tell you what, man, I worked in Vegas. I've been surrounded. I'm probably going to die of cancer, man. Cancer. I've been around a lot of cancerous shit. I probably got a cancer growing in me right now. And it's just a matter of time. People are going to be like, see, cancer killed Sky. That whole 20 years vegan thing didn't do fuck all. Yeah, because I've been living life like a crazy person. I've been living life to the hilt. I didn't live under some rock. I went nuts. I went out there and lived my life, and I want my Nazi scalps.
Need healthy brains. Where do you find those? You find them in certain foods.
Crack rocks.
And here's the clue. It's not plant foods.
And this brain nutrient stuff is often framed in terms of mental health, though they didn't touch it here. And I should just mention, from a study like this one on people who don't eat any meat or dairy, vegans, they had lower depression scores, depressive symptom scores, in this case, average depressed for the meat eaters, and were much better for the vegans. And
I honestly think that the whole that whole thing, I think it has a lot to do with cognitive dissonance. Vegans know that animals aren't terrified and trembling and shitting all over themselves because of them and their choices. They're not doing it. My choices are not forcing animals to tremble in fear. And I think that contributes to my positive mental health. I do, even though being vegan in a non-vegan world is challenging and dystopia is a thing and burnout is a thing, I still think that my mental health is better than it would be if I weren't vegan. And I think that I have to believe that, because I remember my parents when they were 45, and I remember what people were like when they were 45 who ate animals. And I see people my age who they look like fucking corpses, man. Like the people my age wandering the streets like zombies, like bloated corpses floating down the rivers. That's what it looks like out there when I go to a supermarket and I see people like they're just kind of waddling around slowly, like every movement causes them this degree of pain that's just this suffering that they can no longer endure, maybe forcing the world into a plant-based diet would actually reduce suffering in humanity, and that's a utilitarian argument for you. That's the one I'm going to make today. Utilitarian argument. You want to reduce suffering? Force everyone at gunpoint to go vegan.
And then we also have this study showing
plant-based. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
And that vegans had higher well-being rates. Now we get into this idea that there's this whole plant-based cabal that's trying to force everybody to not eat meat, trying to control the world, and they're evil. Anyway, it starts out with the Eat Lancet diet, which is something that I don't even pay attention to as somebody that is vegan.
You take up Eat Lancet, who is the organization that continues to push plant-based diets and show how they are now a political organization.
90% of the people on their commission are already vegetarians or vegans, or affiliated with organizations to do with those two diets. They form a kind of group of elite organizations who are looking to change the world.
As far as I can tell, the Eat Lancet diet is like a Mediterranean diet. Yeah, it's highly plant-based, but that's also just what the scientific consensus is of all of the list of top diets over and over again. It's Mediterranean diet, makes everybody happy in that there's still meat and some dairy and stuff on it, but it's highly plant-based. You have, the benefits of including plants. So quickly looking up any claim that she made, it virtually always...
I mean, the Mediterranean diet is clearly the one for human health that is like the least amount of effort with the most amount of reward. Again, utilitarian argument. But look, veganism is about not enslaving others. I think that helps your mental health way more.
Leads to a low-carb blog, and this one is the case of Nina Teicholz writing about it. I don't know if that's where she got the idea. Who is openly considered a top beef advocate by the beef industry and is, super anti-vegan and pro-animal fat and meat and all that stuff. And I'll say, yeah, this appears to be a newer diet. They're still working on it. They're still working some kinks out, and they admitted that it's not as nutritionally sound as it could be. But it's funny because it seems like every diet, when you actually look at it, do the math, there's some nutrient that's missing. And a perfect example of that, she went on Anthony Chaffee, who's a carnivore doctor's channel, and I don't think she mentioned anything about the massive nutritional holes in his carnivore diet. Often people are eating 2 pounds of steak a day on carnivore diet. That's what you end up.
Vegan vitamin A, though. That's so funny that he put that in there. I love it. Sometimes, Mike the vegan bores me a lot, but sometimes he does shit like this that cracks me up.
Missing here insane amounts of nutrients, way more than the Eat Lancet diet, but she wasn't on there complaining about that. She wasn't holding up charts like that. That's kind of interesting. Probably because she's super pro-meat and anti-plant-based. One side did. I just did one side because she's, And one of the people who appears to be part of this evil plant-based cabal is Dr. Walter Willett of Harvard. He's on the Eat Lancet Commission. He's part of it. And we can look to the guy who wrote the paper that was poking holes nutritionally into that Eat Lancet diet. Here he is talking to Chris Kresser, longtime vegan critic, about Walter Willett.
I really actually admire the ability of Walter Willett and David Katz to engage in really constructive, respectful dialogue. So we have some differences, but it's not like we're worlds apart. I think the media and social media aims to polarize these issues, and I think there's actually more in common than there is that we disagree on.
I wonder who these types of people are. They're trying to polarize these issues and perhaps misconstrue where people are from and try to paint Walter Willett as some evil genius. And now for a quick break with Compliment Essential, a
Nope, don't like that. Why is everyone pushing this? Hey, Compliment Essential. You want me to push your shit? I'm so sick, man. I'll sell some supplements. I'm sick of watching supplement ads. I'd do a much more fun supplement. I'd be like, yo, have you had any supplements? Are you vegan and not doing supplements? You should be afraid. You should be very, very afraid. How dare you think that you could be vegan without a supplement? Try this supplement. I'm so happy eating supplements. I feel so much better. My dick is hard again. Like, that's exactly how I would do a supplement. How come I don't have people? I'm a vegan influencer. I'm influential. I might not be Mike the vegan, but I tell you what, I'll hawk your supplements better than the other guy for probably half as much. I'll probably charge you half as much as Mike, and I'll do twice as good. I'll sell 2 months supply of essential. I'll do it. You guys, hey everybody, I'll fearmonger for you. I'll fearmonger for you. I'll be like, yo, you don't even know you're dying. You're killing yourself if you're not supplementing. You're killing yourself. You better supplement right now. Maybe they've seen my other shit and they realize that I'm pretty hardcore against supplements. Like, I'm not so much. That would be a great supplement salesman. How about this? Hello, would you like some supplements? I'm Klausferatu, plant-based news. Would you like some supplements? There you go. Klausferatu, ladies and gentlemen. And then you have to have like the horror, the horror song. That's it. South, trying to sleep, and you will give me nightmares. Nightmares? Nightmares are cured by supplements. Have some supplement, everybody. Yes. Yes, supplement. Have some supplements. Yeah, there you go. Have some supplements, everybody. Make sure you got some supplements. Don't you want those supplements? Be like this. You rang? Did somebody say supplements? That's what I would do. That's how I would sell supplements. Every time someone said the word supplements, I'd be like, supplements? Like I'm intentionally making this face. I'm like drooling on myself. Supplements? Oh, supplements are delicious. Chewable supplements? We have some supplements that you are going to love. Stop suffering. Suffering supplements. Suffering succotash. Yo, supplements? Yes. and then supplements. I'm hurting my face now. Okay. From now on, anytime it says supplements, every time someone says that word, Klausferatu is going to have to talk about suffering succotash and supplements. Stop the supplements. Stop the suffering. Suffering succotash. Better make some supplements. Suffering succotash. Do you want some sufferance? Some suffering? Suffering. We have to mitigate the suffering. Do you want the suffering? Did someone say essential? Did someone say essential? Supplement? Sorry, everybody. That would be a great... Great, thank you. All right. Klausferatu. Yes, it's Klausferatu. Supplements? Because that's how vampires are always. They always do this one. Supplements? Maybe I could do it easier like this. Supplements? Oh man, Klaus is gonna hate me if he ever sees this shit. I'm not being very nice, am I? I don't even know the guy. He's a perfectly fine guy. I don't know anything bad about. I don't know why. My one impersonation about a guy that's really mean and everyone likes it. But this is a mean show. This is not a nice show. Viewer discretion is advised. This is Vegan After Dark.